Hello Capricorn friends, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so excited to have each and every one of you here with me. Today we are going to do a spread on love. Who doesn't love the love read, right? So this is going to be for all my Capricorn friends out there. Feel free to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for additional messages as always. If you don't know how to do that, there's going to be a link in the description box below. It'll tell you everything about this tarot spread that you're going to want to know, including the decks I'm using, where to find me on the social media channels, etc. So, before we hop in, a few quick updates and notes. Scorpio full moon, we are still kind of coming out of that intense emotional energy, and that is certainly going to be impacting our relationships, especially in the arena of love, but everyday relationships too as well. They are water signs. They are very emotive and intuitive and psychic. So a lot of us might be feeling kind of that intense scorpionic energy in our love relationships right now. Also, May is Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month, so shout out to all the CF warriors, sending you all so much love and support. In addition to that, May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, which is super, super important to talk about, especially on this channel. I have my Your Feelings Are Valid shirt, which is supporting Mental Health Awareness Month. So let's just talk about that real quick. I think it's really important to note, for those who may not know or just have a blurry understanding of what tarot is, tarot reading is never a substitute for seeking professional outside help regarding things of, sure, legal matters, but also medical advice, as well as those who are struggling with mental health issues as well as emotional health issues. That's nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about or have any sort of stigma attached to it. It's really important to know when to seek outside guidance. If you are struggling with mental or emotional issues, tarot reading is not going to be able to help you or give you the proper amount of help and support that you need. And you need to know where to draw the line in the sand, right? Tarot is a fantastic tool for promoting self-growth, self-help, looking within, understanding, promoting self-love. But again, there shouldn't be any shame in seeking professional psychiatric help for mental and emotional issues. That's something no one should ever have to struggle with alone. So if you or someone you know is struggling in that capacity, please do seek help. Love yourself enough to live your best life and seek the help and counseling that you need. So that being said, in all my videos moving forward, there's going to be a link in the description box of every video that will guide you to some helpful websites regarding mental health issues, where to seek guidance and support, as well as the suicide prevention hotline. So, pass that information along to someone if you think they need that, and do check it out just for your own understanding and knowledge. So that being said, thank you for sticking through with that. We are going to hop into your love reading, Capricorn. All right, so this is going to be for mid-May into June. That's the rough timestamp, but again, we're dealing with energy, so that does not always mean that there is a fixed start or stop time to when this video will resonate for you. If you're viewing it, there's probably something in it that you can take away or get some clarity or insight on. All right, only takeaway messages for your best and highest good, please, Capricorn. Always trust your intuition, and that being said, let's have some fun. What can we get for love for our Capricorn friends? For our devil friends, right? I love that you guys are the devil on the tarot spread. All right, we got one card. Spirit, can we get a few more cards to lay on the table for Capricorn in this love spread, please? Yes, you may. Perfect. All right, so Capricorn, your energy. Straight out the gate, we're getting the Tower. All right, some big shit's about to go down. Or potentially already has. I feel like every time I do Capricorn is when I get a tickly throat. Why is that? You guys don't rule the throat. That's Taurus, right? So apologies for the water breaks. I'll do my best, guys. All right, so the Tower. Capricorn, you are in Tower mode. You are either anticipating a large, I want to say a large force or presence coming into your life that's going to be a bit of a game changer. The Tower, we always talk about destruction, right? Everything gets burned to a crisp, burned down to the bottom, and then it's a chance to rebuild. That's a really scary energy to deal with, but it's all about your perspective and how you deal with it. I love that this card, it's called the Angel of Enlightenment. Sorry for the shadows. That's fantastic, because that is ultimately what towers do. They bring changes, big, drastic changes into our life when things need to be shaken up, when we are stuck, when we're living but we're not alive. Does that make sense? We're complacent, we're bored, we feel stuck, we don't know which way to go. If you're in that energy long enough and it's not serving you, yes, you want this. The point of this is to empower you to go after the things you want, the things you love, the things you deserve. But if you don't, sometimes spirit can nudge you in the right direction. And that's what this tower is. It's not something that you need to fear. When you're going through a tower moment, usually it's a little bit unpleasant, right? But ultimately, it's to get you to, again, enlightenment, the angel of enlightenment, to set you on a new path that, again, you needed that nudge in the right direction. So let's throw a clarifier on it. You might be trying to escape something. I mean, we always see the people jumping from the tower. But here's the thing. You could be jumping, I was going to say jumping from the tower. That's very obvious, duh. But you might be escaping something that, again, you sense the crumbling, whether it's a relationship or a job or, I don't know, maybe you're at like a family party and things are getting stressful and maybe mom and dad don't get along so well and it's like you got to piece out of the situation. It's that type of thing. You're avoiding a bigger conflict. But the tower is tricky because it's hard to avoid it, right? You're going to feel the impact of it somehow. So anyway, let's just jump in with the clarifier. I don't want to... The purpose of these videos is not to provoke fear in anyone, right? It's guidance on how to deal with these energies that could potentially be coming up. So you have the Six of Swords. All right. Interesting. So again, moving on, avoiding conflict. The Six of Swords talks about forward movement. Typically, it's depicted with someone in a boat, and all the swords that they've loaded into their boat, the baggage, right? They represents the hard lessons that we've had to learn. And they're not always bad things, but it's like wherever you're at, Capricorn, you've learned all the lessons that you can possibly learn in that current, I want to say, environment, situation, scenario. It is time to move on, and you can move on, I want to say, like without a heavy heart, because you're taking the lessons with you. You've learned them. Now, interestingly enough, this depiction, is she leaving the lessons behind? Is that sort of the warning of this card, is that if you're going to move on, don't repeat the same mistakes. Something about these dark crows, right? It's like, if you move on and don't learn the lessons from, again, mistakes are great. They're opportunities for growth. They're opportunities to learn lessons. But if you're going to keep in that cycle, repeating the same mistakes, the same issues are always going to be there. They're always going to be lingering in the background. So I will say, there is something about don't jump too soon. From this tower, usually it's like you have no control. When the tower comes, it's like, you get fired from a job. It's out of your control. I don't know, you get into a car accident. It's out of your control. Those are tower moments. There's something about this, though, for you, Capricorn. It's something like you're dodging a bullet. And again, if it's like that awkward family dynamic, avoiding conflict, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But if it's something bigger than that, what I'm getting at here is make sure you close out the cycle thoroughly and completely. Make sure you've learned everything you need to learn from this. Don't quit a job because you're bored so that you can just get another job to replace it and realize that's not the job you wanted. Now, this is a love spread, right? So we're working on it. I'm seeing where love is fitting into this. Maybe this does have to do with some sort of relationship, but this is just kind of what's going on for you, Capricorn. Now, the Six of Swords is Aquarian energy. You might be dealing with an Aquarius. The Tower, I believe, is... it can be different. I've heard Aries because fire, right? Mars, as well as Scorpio, though, when we are in the Scorpio moon. So yeah, don't jump too soon. There's something important there. Wait until you're enlightened. Again, the swords speak about mental clarity, about mental energy, information, analysis. And this is the card of enlightenment. Again, ideas, clarity. Don't jump too soon, or in reaction to whatever this Tower moment is, don't make a snap decision on this or that. Really, there's something about seeking the greater idea of what's behind this Tower moment. Okay, Capricorn? All right, that's vague, but let's move on. Let's see what else we can get. So your person is the King of Swords energy, also an Aquarian card. These shadows are killing me. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move my light. So this is the card of decisions. I'm sensing something about, again, you choosing to leave, you choosing to escape this. I don't know if it's the Tower or the repercussions of escaping the wrecking ball that comes through. It's almost like it's meant, just stick with me on this metaphor. It's like this wrecking ball's coming in, and it's coming for you, Capricorn, because it's supposed to. It's destined. It's destiny. It's written in the stars. This wrecking ball is coming in to knock you in the right direction, right? We literally picture that ball coming up, and if you're there, boom, you're going to go that way, whether you like it or not, because the universe wants you to. It's not up to you. You're not supposed to resist it. You're not supposed to dodge the bullet. And as I said, with towers, you don't have the foresight to know to dodge the bullet. In most cases, for some reason, there's something about you anticipating this. It's very unusual. I mean, maybe you're very in tune with the universe. Maybe you have some sort of psychic ability. You know, that's not going to be for everybody. But if that is the case for the select few of you, if you're anticipating some sort of push in a certain direction, or again, whatever that is, there might be a bigger, greater reason for it. It might be up to destiny. King of Swords. Sorry, I sidetracked there. Your person is making a decision. Your person is making an analysis. Your person doesn't see this Tower moment coming. If you guys are already together, which is interesting because they're the king of thought, of logic, of knowledge. They have no knowledge that this Tower is coming. They're not even looking in the same direction. They're off with their bird. They're off in nature. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but interesting. So this is your person. You might be an Aquarius. It could be a Libra or a Gemini as well. It doesn't have to be. But I will say, this representing your person, they're very intelligent. They're sort of... they have a unique perspective on life. They have an interesting way of viewing the world and looking at things. It's not always the same. They don't take the same approach to life that everybody else does. But I think that's why you like them. I think that's what's interesting about them, Capricorn. And the roles can always be reversed too if, take only what resonates. All right, is my deck upside down? No, all right, so we'll take it in reverse. So we got the Nine of Swords in reverse. So in the upright, this is the card of anxiety. It's what's keeping you up at night. It's something you care so deeply about, you're losing sleep over it. But this King of Swords doesn't know. So, okay, maybe that's why it did come in reverse. He's sleeping peacefully, and yet it's like shit's about to go down. There's 9 swords coming at him, metaphorically. Him or her, it doesn't matter, right? You can throw out the hims and the hers. The gender doesn't matter. In these cards, we all have masculine and feminine energy. I just say him because it's a king, right? That's simply the only reason why. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Your King of Swords is sleeping peacefully. Nothing's keeping him up at night. But it's, okay, you know how I was saying with these birds, it's like if you don't learn the lessons, if you don't deal with what needs to be dealt with mentally, psychologically, the lessons, they're always going to be lingering, those past mistakes that you didn't fully comprehend, fully learn. You're not closing out the cycle properly. The Tower, again, it destroys so you can rebuild. If there's still, I want to say like rubble, if there's bricks, if there's, pieces of the building that has fallen that are still in your headspace, I'm just getting like that burnt charcoal that you haven't swept away. It's always going to be there, right? And that's what's That's what's coming in for this King of Swords, only it's behind him, right? He doesn't realize it. So if this represents you, it's like you have hidden baggage that you haven't, either you haven't told your king about, right? I mean, maybe you're, as I was saying, maybe you're quitting your job and you didn't tell your person and you just do it, and it's going to negatively impact, like, potentially the finances. Like, you know, you lost your job, so, you know, half the bills are, you're going to be struggling to pay this month, or, you know, something like that. That's so interesting, though, because the King of Swords is intelligent. He sees and understands situations, and something about this, it's like he sleeps peacefully and doesn't see it coming. And again, it's so unusual, Capricorn, because something about this, you have the foresight to know that the Tower is coming, which again, it's almost like this psychic ability. So if this Tower moment represents this destruction that needs to be rebuilt, there is the possibility again that you are bringing it on, and you may not realize how big of a moment it will be in your life if you're, again, up and quitting your job. That's a significant thing that if this is a long-term partner, you might want to clue them in on, okay? Because, yeah, they're clueless right now. So interesting. This is a very unusual reading, Capricorn. I'm into it, though. It's like a Jerry Springer episode. Usually Geminis get all those readings. All right, you do have a Gemini card, though, as I said that. I just realized that. All right, so what's between you guys? Let's see. The Four of Cups, indifference. Interesting. So that's what this card says. It's called the card of indifference. The Four of Cups, though, it does talk about, I always say it's being complacent. You're bored. You're just kind of unfulfilled. Everything in life is just kind of meh. It's okay. Like, you have some cups representing emotions. Could be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It's okay. Like, at one point in time, you were excited about these cups, but it's like you've had them for so long now that you're bored of looking at them. You're just like, yeah, those are my cups, whatever. Like, it is indifference. The cups do have to do with love, with emotions. So, are you indifferent about your king? Is that what he doesn't see coming? Oh, Capricorn, are you about to end a relationship? That could be what this is. Again, not for all of you. The cross watchers just peed their pants a little bit. Sorry, guys. Again, this is not everybody's story. It's only general messages. I only take what comes forward for who needs to hear them, right? Yeah, this Tower moment. Again, you have the foresight, but your King of Swords doesn't. And you have the card of walking away. Yeah. Especially if you're complacent in this relationship. I'm not saying you didn't love them at one point. Again, at one point in time, these cups were emotionally satisfying, but you're indifferent now, Capricorn. And it's like your king is sleeping peacefully, not knowing that, like, shit's about to go down. These crows, these darker energies, which, to be fair, they may be ravens. They are in this deck a lot, but in your spread, Capricorn, ugh. It's like these crows are the ones sticking the swords in. Do you see that? And then they're following you off to wherever you're headed next after this relationship. This is a love reading, right? A relationship spread, so... And that's when everybody stopped watching. All right, let's see. For those of you who are still here, thanks, guys. Let's see what we can throw on the Four of Cups here, the indifference card. Let's clarify indifference for Capricorn. So what's between you and your person? Indifference. Indifference and what? Let's clarify indifference for Capricorn. Oh my God, the Hierophant. What? Again, the Jerry Springer episodes. The card of commitment? Okay, so indifferent about commitment, about not committing. That's how I read this anyway. The Hierophant can represent the Pope or some sort of spiritual leader. It can also represent marriage. Yeah, again, the roles could be reversed, Capricorn, but I think you're checked out. I don't think this I think you see bigger things ahead. Do you see how, and this is true of what the Six of Swords represents. It is a good card. Six are nice, even numbers. They represent change, movement, victories. A Six of Cards, or I'm sorry, Six of Cards. Six of Swords is good. You're going on again with lessons you've learned to better, greener pastures, better shorelines, however you want to say it, exploring new worlds, new cycles. And you see how there's light where she's looking ahead, like emerging from the dark clouds is light. So for you, Capricorn, maybe if this is all resonating, if you are not loving this person anymore, if you're just not feeling it with them, you need to let them know. Couple things. Nine of Swords is a lot of swords. So this feeling of lackluster, of indifference, of complacency, of boredom, it's kind of been building up for a while. I think this is representing your actions towards this person, which is a little bit unfair. You know, if you've been together for a significant amount of time, and I think you have, because this Tower, I think it's how your king is, it's like the Tower is coming for your king, and you might be causing it. It's like you're jumping ship. If this Tower represents what you've built together, you're diving, and do you see how your hands are like, and go? Your king is like falling out. He didn't see it coming. Like, look at you. You have beautiful form, right? You're straight. You're going for like the beautiful swan dive, the nose dive, however you say it. He's just like, he just got hit by the side of the building and is like tumbling off. I shouldn't laugh because your poor partner, but that's what I think this is, Capricorn. I just sense that, yeah, you've checked out. You're not even into this relationship anymore. It's almost like you've forgotten about it and you have to go back and be like, oh yeah, I should probably break up with them. That's not gonna be for everyone, but, and something about this priest, the way he's sitting, I was saying this in somebody else's video too. He always holds up like this hand, which it has some religious symbolism there. I'm not super religious, just to be very frank. To me though, he gives off this like hippie vibe. Like even his face, he looks like a little bit stoned. Like he's just like, oh, like peace, man. Like just chill, like cool as a cucumber, a little bit spaced out, not invested, not committed. Like he just happened to wander into this church and he sat down and people accidentally mistook him for the Pope, so he started wearing the outfit. There's something about that, and maybe that's what this relationship was. It's like, you just kind of met at whatever. You met at a bar and you got along and, you know, so you lived together. And but it's like these important steps that they may have meant more to your king than they did to you. Okay, moving on. What is your advice or guidance? The Four of Wands. Okay, so this is very interesting. Four of Wands is the 11-11 card, the soulmate card, right? In this deck, it's called Freedom. Freedom. The card of moving on. Jumping ship, right? Jumping the tower, leaving the established building. Or again, it could be job for some of you. For most of you, it's not. I will say, if this is a job, this King of Swords represents your boss. They don't see it coming. Four of Wands, your advice or guidance is freedom. So, I mean, right off the bat, I would say that I think you know that this is what you need to do. And for most of you, I think you've already decided. I don't think you have a lot of hang-ups of, oh, but what about their feelings? Like, you're sticking 9 swords in their back. And again, you're indifferent about it. Ooh. I think you need to go after your freedom, right? Ultimately, that's what this is about. You need to do what is best for you, Capricorn. But I will say, there's another person involved here. So it would be wise of you to consider their feelings and to do it in a classy way. Be a stand-up guy about it. Be a stand-up girl. Like, treat others the way you would like to be treated, right? I mean, it's cliche, but it's absolutely true. There is something very cold about this. Yeah. So Four of Wands, the Freedom card. Can we clarify that for Capricorn? The 10 of Wands, absolutely. You're putting down a heavy burden. And the thing is, I wasn't sensing that this was a terribly heavy burden on you, Capricorn. Maybe it was. I just do get the sense again that you are fleeing the Tower. And so, okay, so the severity of how much of a burden this was is whatever, debatable. It's going to be different for everyone. But the 10 of Wands represents, you know, you've been carrying around these wands, these heavy sticks on your back for so long, you just can't take it anymore. And the 10 closes out the cycle of the wands, right? So from the 10, you can start over again. And it's like you're closing out the cycle. You're starting anew. You're jumping out of the burning building. You're leaving destruction behind. And yeah, releasing of burdens, clarifying the freedom card. I think you're busting free, Capricorn. I don't think this is a long-term or lasting relationship for you. I can't wait to see what the romance angels have to say. It's going to be like soulmate, marriage. We'll see though. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to like see this in any other way because these are general messages. I try and give out some scenarios, but again, it could be a job. I could absolutely see that, in which case all of that still applies, especially if this is your boss, doesn't see it coming. You're not happy. You're complacent at the job. You're not committed. You're showing up to work numb. Maybe you're going to work high because you just don't give a flying you know what. This job is a burden to you. You want your freedom. You want to find a career that's more in tune with your passions. That makes sense. You do have 2 fire cards here. I should mention that. Fire energy, wand energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, if that means anything. Now that's coming in your advice or guidance. Your person, as I said, is more air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarian, specifically Gemini or heavy on the Aquarius. I do feel sympathy for your person though, because yeah, I don't think they see it coming. All right, so your card is make the effort. Great love is worth taking steps you're guided to take. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense for this reading. Make the effort I see as a nudge to you to, hey, deal with this properly. Don't stick 9 swords in this king's back when he's not expecting it. Again, there's a classy way to end a relationship, end a friendship. Do it in a kind way. I really, really urge you guys to at least consider that. Great love is worth taking steps you're guided to take. That being said, Capricorn, I don't mean to spin this as a what are you doing, you're an awful person. That is not what I am saying here. In fact, I will say good for you for following your heart, for knowing that you're not invested in this relationship, you're not invested in this job. You've clearly decided to move on, right? Freedom. Good for you. You should absolutely take those steps to live your best life, to seek out opportunities, to go where your heart calls you to do. Again, do it in a safe way, do it in a kind way, do it in a humble way. Don't burn any bridges. That's important here. But yeah, you are being called to love something or someone else that is outside of this tower. This tower was keeping you confined. It was keeping you trapped. You probably felt suffocated. So again, whether you chose to leave this tower or maybe you're this person who got knocked off their ass and you're kind of tumbling into the mysterious abyss of the ocean below, you're going to be okay. This is the card of enlightenment, right? And I think you have been or will be illuminated to the idea that yes, this was a necessary step in your path. You have been guided. It was destined for you to start a new cycle, a new path, to go down a different spiritual road. That's what this could be. Great love is worth taking the steps you were guided to take. Absolutely. All right, Cappies, your video is a little bit long. Sorry, guys. So we are going to wrap this up with one oracle card here. If this provided you with enough clarity and guidance and insight, that's so fantastic. That makes me very happy. I hope that was helpful for some of you out there, or for many of you out there. Lastly, we are going to wrap this up with an oracle card. I'm going to pull it here, and then if you would like to know more about it, join me over on Facebook. I'm trying to drive some traffic over to the social media channels. This platform on Instagram, on YouTube, as well as Instagram and Facebook, it's totally new, so I'm trying to reach out to different parties, gain new subscribers, because I love doing these videos, so I'm hoping people are loving them back or getting something out of them. So your card is Independence. That's amazing. So you got the Independence card, Capricorn. Join me over on Facebook. We're going to talk more about it. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me today. I really love and appreciate all you Capricorns out there. Please do like, share, subscribe. That would be, just amazing to me and totally make my day. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week for a tarot spread on career, finances, and money. Bye, guys.